Equality. It's such an interesting concept, and the longer that I'm on social media, the less that I believe that a lot of Americans actually believe in it. You know, when I was growing up, I heard that famous saying, right? We hold these truths to be inalienable, that all men are created equal and they are endowed by their creator with the right, basically, to pursue life, liberty, and happiness, right? And I put that in my own words, but all men, of course, we know at the time it was written, they were talking about white landholding men, but let's just say all people are equal, is the way I take that. And when I say that all people are equal, the pushback I get on social media is crazy. So many men are offended by me saying men and women are equal. They are just offended. That is like, you would have thought that I call their mama some name by saying that. It just blows my mind. But then I think about the fact that America has been considered a Christian nation for decades, hundreds of years now. And if you go back into the Bible, you see a lot of different things. So you see a story, a tale of a God that creates an earth that is beautiful and vast and has all of this potential for beauty. And in that beautiful earth, he puts a garden, and he puts a man and a woman in that garden, and they end up getting kicked out because they broke a law. And if you think about the idea of equality, what was the temptation? That Eve would be equal to God, and that she would know good and evil, that she would be as God, right? So it's just, it seems like that is actually, in a sense, many people's or many Christians' idea of what original sin really is. The idea of equality is the original sin. And, being a person who was raised Catholic and went to church as a non-denominational Christian for probably 30 something years of my life, I've read the Bible many times, been in church a lot, but there came a point in time when I was like, you know what? There's parts of this that don't make sense to me. Here you have an all-knowing, all-seeing, all-powerful God. Why would this God create the tree in the beginning? Is it a test? And why would the antidote, the solution for sin, which also God created, be the killing of his only son? If human beings were to create a world and they had all power over this world, I just can't even see even the most out there of us creating a system like that. Or why would you create an enemy, the devil, that you allow to tempt people and you allow to harm people, and you don't ever kill that enemy off? You punish the people who are deceived by your enemy instead and throw them in a pit of fire. It just doesn't make sense. And then when you think about it, there comes the idea of equality again, right? So this God, this Judeo-Christian God, has favorites. He has a chosen people. Like, why, if you created all people, all human beings on the earth, why would you have a favorite? if they all came from you, why would any of them be your favorite? Why? Kind of strange to me. And so you pick favorites, and your favorites actually, you seem to test them the most. You don't even seem to bless them the most. You seem to put them into bondage for 400 years. And then throughout history, they've been persecuted. They had the Holocaust, right? It's your favorites, aren't exempt from the trials of humanity. They seem to get it somewhat worse. So it's just so strange. And so you have this idea of a hierarchy where the chosen people are on top, and for a large percentage of this era, the Gentiles were not even considered as part of God's kingdom, but they became part of God's kingdom later. And so you have this idea of the insiders and the outsiders, the chosen ones and those that are going to be attacked and persecuted and punished. And we wonder why we can't get along, because that's what the religion says. I remember hearing the story of this missionary that went to Africa, and he had a basket of fruit, and he told a group of village kids, whoever runs fastest can get this bowl of fruit that I'm putting down at the end of this road. And he was shocked when all of the kids grabbed each other's hand and they all ran together, and they sat down around the fruit and ate it all together. And he said, well, why would you do that when one of you could have run the fastest and had it all? And they said, Ubuntu. Basically, it's an African word meaning I am because we are. And they said, how could I be happy if those around me are sad? When I talk about equality, it's because I think that it should be Ubuntu. We should be happy because we're all happy. We shouldn't be happy while some of us are sad. And that idea that men should be happy at the expense of women, or women should be happy at the expense of men, to me is crazy. We can all win. We can all link hands, run together, and get the fruit. May you walk in Zenergy. Equality.